Don't catch me. Oh, welcome everyone to another episode here at the Naughty List. Oh yeah, I am your host Haven, the villain Pendergast, and I am joined by one of the most badass trivia players this side of 2020. He is the real Rob himself, David Ufender, and I'm joined by the newly tag team champions here, Jack of all trivia, free parking. That is Mr. Carefree and double play Derek Parker himself. Let's go to Real Rob. How you feeling, brother?
Rob, how you doing? Oh. He's asking you a question.
Yeah, Real Rob. How you doing, brother?
Oh, me. I thought you were talking to Derek. I'm good.
Your name's
yeah. I just went to Raising Cane's. I'm sweet.
All right. And we got double play. How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling good. I'm a little tired. I'm working right now, but I'm excited to do this. Happy to be here. Looking forward to it. I think we're all going to have some very different lists, so I'm ready to get into it.
All right. Mr. Carefree, how you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling good. I'm also kind of tired, but at the same time excited to do this. A lot of people are going to be like scratching their heads why I pick certain ones. Well, because I like dumb shows. Dumb shows are like especially placed in my heart. A lot of them are good. Some of them are dumb. So we'll see if anyone has some of my dumb picks.
Awesome. Like I said, we got one guy that's going for the heavyweight title in movie trivia. We got two guys that just won the tag team titles here. If I'm not mistaken, this is their first titles in any league. So congratulations to those two killers right there, man. And we're here to talk about Netflix, the top 10 Netflix original shows that we, so everybody's going to have a different list. We're going to go back and forth from number 10 to number 1. If somebody has the same thing on their list, they're going to say pause. If it's close enough to where they said the number, then those guys will talk about it. If it's not, they're going to wait till the other person brings it back up if it's higher ranked. And we're going to start off with, the top 5, honorable mentions. So we can start first with Mr. Carefree, if he wants to go first with his top 5 honorable mentions.
Are we doing all 5 at once, or just we're doing one at a time with the honorable mentions?
You just do all 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My honorable mentions would be the Santa Clarita Diet. Number 1. It's a great show. It's a shame it got canceled after 3 seasons. Drew Barrymore gave a great performance. So did a lot of people in that show. Orange is the New Black. It was really huge. I really enjoyed it. Then the last 2 seasons they were just okay. They kind of fell flat. Ultimate Beastmaster was a really good concept. It was kind of like Ultimate Ninja, like Ninja Warrior, but different countries coming together to compete it out. There was, I think, like 3 seasons of that. And my other 2, V Wars and The Witcher, I haven't seen it yet, but they seem interesting. So that's why I want to put them on there. Even though I have not seen them, those are the ones I want to see.
Okay, that sounds what's up. All right, let's go to Real Rob.
I put Real Rob. No, I'm kidding. Real Rob's a terrible show. That's why my name is Real Rob. I mean, I haven't seen Real Rob, but I'm pretty sure it's like the worst thing ever made.
There's
From
worse.
The trailer. Anyway, my honorable mentions. I did decide to take this seriously, which I'd say there's a 50-50 shot I was going to actually do. Whether American Vandal, Atypical, Master of None, the Santa Clarita Diet, which Richard also had, and Jessica Jones.
Okay. You guys both had Santa Clarita Diet on your thing. That's awesome for being an honorable mention. Did you guys want to show it a little more love? Talk about it a little bit. Why did it make your top 10? Or
I mean, it was just really silly. It was fun, but like it's one that should kind of curse where Netflix canceled it after the 3rd season, and for me, like it was just all about like the funness. Like there wasn't really too much severity when it came to like the stakes, even though sometimes they had it. I don't know what's David's opinion and why.
I mean, it was enjoyable. You know, I think I just liked 10 things more than I liked that, so it didn't make the top 10.
Yeah.
I think that's how this works.
Shout out Timothy Oliphant.
All right.
He's good in everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I met Timothy
Yeah, he
Oliphant
is.
in the airport one time.
Yeah, great casting. It's just it didn't make my list because I never actually watched it. You know, I'll talk about that more later. I'm gonna get to Double Play next. You know, Double Play. Your top were your 5 honorable mentions that didn't make your top 10 list, brother.
Yeah, this was a hard. When I started this, my list started out at 46, and I narrowed it down to 21. And then I decided any takeover shows, any shows that were started on a different network that Netflix took over, I took them out. So my honorable mentions got The Politician with Gwyneth Paltrow and Ben Platt. It's kind of a corny show, but it's good. In the second season, I Bette Midler in it, and it seems to be progressing. There's going to be some more seasons. Unbreakable, Kimmy Schmidt. I know that's a goofy ass show, but it made me laugh. I mean, the characters are all pretty damn funny. 13 Reasons Why. That's a more serious show, but I enjoyed it. It had some good lessons in there and definitely some scenes I had to turn away from. Big Mouth, Nick Kroll animated show. Got some good laughs about kids going through puberty, so we can all relate to that. And then rounding out is Orange is the New Black. It was one of the first ones, and I agree with Richard. It started out real nice. It didn't ended a little sour, but still made my top 15. So
That's what's up. Brother. That's a good list. Yeah, my honorable mentions. Holy shit. The documentary that didn't make it to my top 10 was The Toys That Made Us. It's a great show that I really felt like it was really knowledgeable. Especially if you grew up in the 80s, 90s, like especially, you know, with all the toys, you see where the concepts came from. Really a very informative show. It's just that it couldn't make my top 10 because I don't really see myself going back and rewatching episodes, you know, but that was one of the big shows that, you know, was really informative. You know, it really showed you the breakdown of how these toys got made, you know, how big the sales were, who got paid for those. So I thought that was really cool. My fourth one is Gentrified. It was a 1-season show, which I hope they have another season. I really liked it because they kind of show the POV of like a Mexican American family, you know, like trying to survive, dealing with stuff going on in the world. It caught me off guard because I didn't think it was going to be that good. It has comedy, you know, but a lot of warm, touching moments for family. So I thought that was really cool. Dark Crystal, you know, I love that. You know, it's only got 1 season. I know we're going to get a second one, but I haven't. It's not really a show I'll go back and watch the first season yet. Maybe until, you know, they have a second season and stuff. But, you know, I grew up watching the Dark Crystal movie. So when that came out, I thought the show was amazing. The animation was good. You know, I joked about it before when it first came out. You know, after like 5 or 6 vodkas, you know, some of those little chicks were looking pretty good, man. I was like, yo, I should have wrote down the names because I was like, man, the little woodland one, man, you know, she could get it, but you know, I'm just joking. Another one was Black Mirror. I didn't put it on my list because I know they had 2 seasons, you know, on the BBC before they went to Netflix. But Black Mirror has been really good, you know, so I couldn't judge if.
Pause.
Okay, all right, I'll pause on that one.
It is on my list.
Oh, I didn't think we were doing that for honorable mentions.
Oh, I mean, but I mean, we're going to talk about it anyway.
All right, I know. And Kimmy Schmitz, you know, Double Play said it, man. That show was funny as hell.
Yes.
It just couldn't crack my top 10 list, you know, because it is funny, unique, great cast of characters. Just couldn't crack my top 10. But yeah, man, that was that's my top my 5 honorable mentions right there. So we're gonna start with number 10. You know, so let's start with let's go Double Play since he's right there. What's number 10 on your list, brother?
10 on my list. I feel like we're gonna get a pause right away here with this first one. I know it's going to be good, but since it's only got one season, I just had it cracking in at 10 with the Umbrella Academy.
Pause.
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
Yeah,
so
I also.
yeah. That was the one show I thought was going to be on awful. That's the only one I think that we're all going to. There might be two. There might be another one, but well, no spoilers here. So, all right, we'll pause on the Umbrella Academy.
All right, so we're gonna pause for number 10 with Umbrella Academy, and I want to thank Caleb Mashtelos in the building. He's watching, showing his love. So we're gonna pause on number 10. Let's see what Mr. Carefree has number 10.
All right. First, I'm just gonna say my bottom three are the ones where I doubt anyone's gonna have it on their list because they're kind of like not great shows, but they're fun for me. My number 10 is The Big Show Show. I love The Big Show Show. I mean, I was a huge pro wrestling fan. Big Show is one of my favorite wrestlers back in the day, and it's a cheesy show. I admit it, but it's just it only has one season so far, but it was so fun. Big Show's great in it. Jaleel White's funny and hell in it.
Urkel comes into it.
Yeah, Jaleel White's in it, and then they also had great cameos from previous wrestlers. Like Mick Foley made a cameo, Rikishi has made a cameo, Mark Henry's made a cameo in it. Like. It's just it's a fun family film. It's a funny family show. It's very cheesy, so yeah, that's why I have it.
Nice.
I made a joke list, and The Big Show was on my joke list at number 6.
We're not gonna clown them. We're not gonna clown them.
I'm just saying. Like I said, I told you my bottom three. Like I like
the first couple episodes. It's enjoyable. I mean, it's entertainment. It's nothing you're gonna write home about, but it's enjoyable to watch. I'll give it. I
did watch the first season, and I was like, okay, Netflix is. It just, I'm not gonna go into it because it's not my topic. I'm not, I'm here with everybody equally. So we're just gonna go to Real Rob. That's always going to confuse the shit out of me now. Every time I call him that, I'm going to call him David. What you got at number 10, bro?
Oh, I will give The Big Show this. It's probably better than Real Rob. But so is like the miracle of childbirth. Better than Real Rob. At 10, I had Big Mouth, which I know Derek said earlier because I didn't think we were pausing during honorable mentions. But I just really liked it. And when the first season came out, I was still going through puberty, kind of, so it related. I'm still going through puberty.
It's got a good cast. It's the voices that get you through. It's now of course can't think of the skinny tall comedian as the one kid, and Jason Mantzoukas from The League and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's just a boy that.
You mean John Mulaney?
Nick Kroll and John Mulaney.
Yeah, John Mulaney. Yeah, Nick Kroll, John. Yeah.
And Jason Mantzoukas is Jay.
Yeah.
It's got a good cast. It's fun,
I'm not huge on animated, but yeah, that's enjoyable. That's a good one. So
I haven't really seen any animated on Netflix yet. I mean, there's a lot I want to see. I just have never really got to it.
Right. Yeah, you watched the
All right, I'm gonna go to mine.
Yeah, exactly.
What you got at 10, Haven?
My number 10 is it's kind of cheating because I have two shows in number 10, but they're animated shows. And they're both produced and I developed by Guillermo del Toro, the Academy Award winning. And his two shows are family shows. They're family films that the kids would love. If the father and mother or whatever the case it is, the whole family can sit around and watch these shows. And that is Troll Hunters / 3 Below. He made Troll Hunters first, which was really cool. It has that kind of like 3D animation, not like Japanese or not like the 90s cartoons, but the characters are funny. One of the voice actors actually, I think, passed away, but they filmed so much of his voice, which was the same guy from Star Trek, if I'm not mistaken. The young kid that,
Anton Yelchin.
Yeah, he passed away, but they filmed so much of him recording that they were, before they went to find somebody else. And then he created another show called 3 Below, but they take place in the same universe and they had crossovers and they're all in the same town. Tales of Arcadia, but it's called Tales of Arcadia Troll Hunters. and then Tales of Arcadia 3 Below, and now they're coming with a third one, to tie all of them in. So it's really, surprisingly, like I said, it's good for the whole family. It's funny. It's just a good time, and I was surprised because there's a couple seasons, you could dip in and just start watching all that stuff and just, take a whole day, man, and just have a good time. So that was my number 10 on my list.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen them yet, so seems like good.
Yeah, they're good. Oh, Kelsey, what's his the dude from Frasier, Kelsey Grammer does a voice. Yeah, he does a voice on here, So it's pretty cool, man. It's a fun show. All right, who's next? We're gonna go. Let's go back down and go up. Let's go to number 9 from Real Rob.
I guess that's my name now. This might just be on my list because I just saw it the most recently. But I put Huge in France because I had fun with that one. Have you guys seen that?
I haven't heard of
it. I have not. Inform me.
Yeah, inform us, brother.
I think he's from.
It's this Vala or something like that, and he plays himself, and he's like the Jerry Seinfeld of France in real life and in the show. The show is like semi-autobiographical, but he kind of decides to give up on comedy and come to the U.S. to reconnect with his son, who's a model. And then the rest of the show is basically about that angry teenager all the time, and it's got a good cast. His ex-wife is what's her name? She's in Children's Hospital as Erin. Oh, Erin Hayes is the wife, and I don't know who else in it. I don't think there's anyone else big in it. And it probably never got like a big push in the U.S., but it's a good show. It's in English. I feel like that needs to be clarified.
I remember the trailer. I just was confused. I remember the trailer. It was kind of intriguing, but when I realized it was kind of like real life, I was kind of like, I'll pass because, I was like, because I didn't know who he was. But yeah, that's a good one, man. I'm gonna have to go definitely check that out now since you recommended it.
Definitely embrace kind of your sitcom environment where every character is super stupid. Like on any TV show that's a sitcom, every character just makes the worst decisions. It's got that going for it.
Oh, all right. Mr. Carefree, you're number 9, brother.
All right, my number 9 is The Ranch.
Pause.
Pause, okay.
Oh.
I'm really surprised.
Okay. I'm gonna write that down. We'll go back to those. All right, we got 2 pauses already for 2 different shows. All right, so double play. What do you have at number 9, sir?
Number 9, I did what you did with number 10. I cheated. I got 2 football shows: Last Chance U and Quarterback One Beyond the Lights. I know no one else has it, so I can talk about these ones.
I almost actually put those, but yeah.
Did you? Last Chance U, it follows junior colleges, football players trying to get a second chance and shows the players and coaches. And it's kind of just a feel-good show. The players are funny, and it kind of just takes their stories and shows where they go. And Quarterback One, it takes the top quarterbacks in the country every year, follows like 3 of them around and shows their path through high school and picking colleges. And, I mean, if you like sports like I do, they're good, entertaining shows. They're multiple seasons of each, so it's always a different cast. It's real TV. It's not scripted or anything like that, but they're both enjoyable.
Caleb's breaking my heart right now when he says The Ranch is straight trash. It's breaking my
Yeah,
heart.
I seen that.
See, I stay off the comments till the end.
But
I mean, I'm not into
I'm gonna give you
football, but like, I'm sure if I was, I'd probably really like it.
I mean, yeah, if you don't like sports, it's not for you. But if you do,
I mean, I like baseball.
I don't like football that much, but I did like both the shows Derek mentioned.
Are they docuseries? Yes. Last Chance U is definitely a docuseries about real life people trying to make it to, just trying to get, signed somewhere, a college, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but double play. If you want to tell the
they try
audience,
to, they most of them, most of the players can't get the grades, or they have some behavioral issues. So this is like their last chance. So they go to junior college, community college type thing, play football. So they look to get scouted by the pros to get to Division I program like the Alabamas and Ole Misses like that to eventually go pro. So this is like your second shot at life. So it's like, all right, here's your chance. This is what you got to do. Some of them make it, some of them don't. So that's why I think it's entertaining television.
That's what's up. All right, I'm gonna give you guys my number 9. My number 9 is my first foreign show. This show has it's Australian show, and it is called Glitch. It is called Glitch. Don't seem like nobody else has it on their list. All right,
not.
This is
I have it on my to watch.
This is a surprising show. If you guys are in the vein of watching like recently the show Manifest that came out, from like NBC. If you guys remember 4400, like Glitch is this Australian show from 2015, and it starts off with a call to the police. Oh shit, Paulie, what are you doing? Like it starts off with a call to the police officer in the first episode about disturbance at a cemetery, and then we come to find out that a couple people have come back, from the grave, and it's a really cool show. The first season was really good. Second season was good. Third season, they had 3 seasons so far, but it is really enjoyable. The main cast is unique looking. I've never seen them before on anything else because I don't really watch too many Australian shows. But the cop and the female lead, they really did a good job. And every season you get more and more intel on what's going on. How come they're back from the dead? Why was it caused? So I really dig the show. So Glitch is my number 9, on Netflix, and it's an Australian show. But it's got 3 seasons. Goddamn, Paulie. So yeah, that's gonna be my number 9. Paulie, just turn the light off. All right, my phone. Okay.
What you doing?
All right. I think that takes us to number 8, Mr. Real Rob.
Sounds good. It's back to me. Sweet. So my number 8 only lasted for 2 seasons so far. And it also only has 2 total episodes. And I feel like you could argue it's not really a TV show, but
challenge,
because Netflix formatted it like it was a TV show, I decided it was a TV show. And that's the Daniel Sloss live shows. He's a comedian, and each season is 1 episode, and it's just one of his shows. And the first one's called Dark, and it's pretty good. But the second one's called Jigsaw, and it's all about relationships and stuff like that. And I think everyone who's in a relationship or ever wants to be in a relationship should watch it for that purpose. And it's really good.
You can say what you want about the Big Show. At least has more than 2 episodes.
All right.
These are comedy. They're literally just stand-up.
What was the name? David?
What?
What was the
David,
name of
what
it?
was the name of the show again?
It's the Daniel Sloss live shows. It's just Daniel Sloss, the comedian's 2 live shows.
I mean, I like Daniel Sloss. So I definitely need to check it out because I love stand-up comedy.
Yeah, it just is 2. It's just
that's amazing. I didn't really do any improv shows because usually they're kind of standalone. I didn't think about that. Doing any
well,
adding
meeting.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go to double play. What do you got, brother?
For number 8, I have down one of. I think it was the first one. I think I've argued back and forth if Orange is the New Black was first or this, but I have House of Cards at my number 8. Do I need to pause? No. Man, I never watched it.
I never watched it.
Man, you guys are missing out. I know the whole Kevin Spacey thing is a controversy, but that aside,
right. And I wasn't gonna watch it after that.
just whatever he did. I mean, Michael. Hey, listen, Michael Jackson's music is still good. His acting is still good. His shows and movies still. It's very intriguing. It shows a whole political side. If you're into politics or not, it doesn't. I'm not really, but this show kept me interested. There's a whole bunch of tricks and turns and dirty little crimes going on that you. Especially now with Trump in office, it's like, damn, this shit probably really does happen. And you think you know what's coming, and then boom, they switch it up. I don't know, it's a real good cliffhanger seat type of show. It's got a real good cast in it, and yeah, Kevin Spacey got written out of the last season because of shit that went down, but it's still the first 5 seasons are still great in my book. So I've got it coming at number 8. Got Robin Wright in it, and Kate Mara's in a season, Diane Lane. So I mean, there's some pretty good actors and actresses all throughout the whole series.
All right, that's what's up. Mr. Carefree. What do you have at number 8, brother?
Look, if you love House of Cards, you're definitely gonna love my number 8, Mr. Iglesias. No, Mr. Iglesias it's another cheesy ass show, but it's like Gabriel Iglesias is one of my favorite stand-up comedians. And if you love his stand-up comedy, you'll probably love the show. He's a teacher, basically teaching these high school students how to get by. I mean, he's really funny in that. And I mean, there's most of the people here is like a lot of nobody. Sherry Shepherd is in it. She plays the principal. And that one dude from The Office is in it as well. I forgot his character's name on there, but it's cheesy fun. Like, it's nothing too serious. Like I said, my bottom 3 are just like dumb shows. They're just fun.
I've watched it. I'm with you, Richard. It's enjoyable.
It's a lot of fun. So that's why I have it in my number 8.
Yeah, it's a good, nice family show.
Yeah.
Richard.
That's yeah.
Richard, you did stand up a while, right? Richard.
I love Gabriel Iglesias.
You did stand up in LA for a while, right? Did you ever perform at the Ha Ha Cafe?
I have not.
Yeah, that's his club, and that's like the worst spot in the city.
Well, again, at least mine has more than 2 episodes, so mine's more realistic than yours.
We're not gonna be taking shots. Everybody has the right to their opinion. That's what's so good about doing a top 10 list, because we get
Just in my fairness, I think this is my number 8 is like my last one, and the rest I think are fairly really good for reasons.
That's all good. I'm gonna go to my number 8 if I'm not mistaken. Now, my number 8 is the only comedy on my list. This show came out in 2016. It has 3 seasons. The 3rd season just dropped on Netflix. It was recommended to me by Caleb Potatoes himself. I'm one of those guys that when I see Netflix stuff, if I don't see a trailer, I see, some show pop up. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm good. And this was a comedy called Norsemen. It's a take on, people that people. Did somebody say pause or no?
No? We just said, I know.
No.
Yeah, this show, it would have been higher on my list if this show is funny as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. This show is so funny because it's a period piece. Takes place back in the day, but they're talking like we would talk today, and they're having, just back and forth, saying the randomest shit, dressed like Vikings, living in tents. The only thing that sucks is it's so short because it's a comedy. It's like 30 minutes an episode, 6 episodes each season. Season 3 just dropped. I watched that in a day. I literally watched that shit in 3 hours, and I was like, "Fuck, God damn it, I want more!" But it is so funny. The cast is great. It's bonkers. Once you start watching it, I think everybody will really dig this show. For a comedy show, it's like I said, it's funny, and it does have really graphic violence, and crazy stuff that goes on in the show. But I have to say, Norsemen is a show that people should go back and check out. It's my number 8 for a comedy show. This one has everything that you will want. It's there, man. Definitely go check out Norsemen's. as my number 8 show on
I
Netflix.
saw the first. I saw the first season of it when it came out, and I meant to keep watching it, and then I saw the third season dropped, but I haven't gotten to it. But it's Swedish, right? It's not American. It's Swedish. They speak in English, but it's Swedish.
They all speak English. It's not dubbed. They all actually speak English. It's just they're all foreign.
It is in English, but all the actors are Swedish. All the actors in the crew, like it's made in Sweden, and then we have it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. I can't confirm if they're Swedish or wherever they come from, but they are foreign. They all speak English. It's not dubbed on the show. So it's not like, where you have to right. But, so the jokes land, it is super funny. It's just
Norwegian.
It's just great.
Oh, it's Norwegian.
Yeah,
it was something.
Okay. Yeah, but that's my number 8. So let's go to David. I'm going to start calling you. You shouldn't even put that damn name if you don't want people to keep I can't even start calling you. You're like, looking around. Oh, shit. I don't even get the joke.
Netflix show that wasn't even bad enough for Richard to put it on his list. Or wasn't even not bad enough. Sorry. My number 7 is The End of the Effing World. Oh, I thought
I forgot about that show.
It just wasn't big.
No, I did watch that show and I liked it.
It's 2 seasons. You forgot about that one, but you remembered Mystery Glaciers.
I forgot about that one too, brother.
Because The End of the Fucking World is not a very memorable show. It's a good show. It's just not very memorable.
Hold on, Carefree. We're gonna let David talk. We're gonna talk because I forgot about this show too. Jesus, holy shit! Go ahead, David. Break it down.
But it ends with anyway. I guess I can't spoil it, but it's basically just a weird road trip show almost about these like 2 teenagers, and one of them at the beginning of the show thinks he's a sociopath and is only going on it to like it's very twisted and screwed up. He only goes on the road trip because he wants to try to kill the other one. But it's kind of like a love story too, and it's like the stupidest thing that could happen always. It almost always happens, I think is a good way to put it. Since other people have seen it, they could probably also comment on it.
Yeah, anyone? I mean, it's a fine show.
Mr. Carefree, you had a take 2?
Yeah, I know. I didn't have it on my.
You say you want to have the take 1?
I'm saying I didn't have it on my list, but it is a good show. I never got to see the second season yet because, again, it's like one of those things where I saw it, I said I was going to watch it, never got around to it. I saw the first season, and honestly, I'm glad it got a second season. About the same time, I would have been okay if it didn't because I kind of like the ending of it too. It was kind of like a cliffhanger. What happened?
The second
season good show.
Just resolves that. Basically. The second season holds up though. Like it stays at the same quality, and
I feel like this is how I think the In-Betweeners should have ended.
They had to make 2 movies.
All right, I'm gonna throw my 2 cents.
Or whatever happened.
I'm gonna throw my 2 cents too. This is another foreign show that I totally forgot. Like I was, I'm gonna keep it 100% real. Yesterday, me and Derek were on the phone, talking to each other, talking about, I had 30 people. I had 30 shows on my list. He had like over 30, and we we're going back and forth. I got this show, and I love this. I love the first season of the show. I thought it was great. This is a show everybody should watch, especially the first season. It's a foreign cast, a foreign show. I thought the first season was great. Second season kind of dipped for me big time, where I'm kind of like, I hope they could come up with a third season and really like engage us and bring us back to how it felt watching the first season, But yeah, this show is something that if you want to binge watch something, you should definitely go out. If you have a day to binge watch something, this is a show you should definitely go back, look out for and, just get that experience because it is dark comedy at its heart and is foreign. So it's cool to see what other countries are doing with their shows. So yeah, definitely. But that's enough out of me. All right, double play. What you got, brother?
We on 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Number
because you had to throw
7, I had another family drama comedy type show called Atypical. I know Richard had it on his honorable mention, but he didn't really speak on it, so I'd have to call a pause.
I didn't have it on my honorable mention. No.
Someone did. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I knew I heard it. Atypical show about a teenage boy in high school is on the spectrum with autism, and kind of just shows how someone with that works in life. And I work with people with disabilities, so I can relate to it. Actually, my family got me into it, so it's got Michael Rappaport and Jennifer Jason Leigh. It's nice. I mean, it's got some serious moments, but it's definitely got some comedy, ha-ha stuff, and I can rewatch it. So I got that on my list as number 7.
It's a good time.
David, you said you had that honorable mention, so you want to talk about it a little bit?
It's very good, and it almost made my list. I think the casting's great, and for the most part, I think the writing's pretty solid. There's sometimes where you're just like, why? But like that's one of those shows that sometimes you get frustrated at, and I can't really talk about it in detail without spoiling stuff. But it's an overall very good show, and like it shows you more what people with autism have to deal with in that world, which is good to be informed on, I guess. I'm gonna cut myself there.
All right, that's what's up, brother. All right, I believe we are, like I said, since Derek had to get a pause, somebody else got a pause. We should be on our number 7 or 6, depending on who has what.
7.
I don't think Richard's done a 7. I think the rest of us have.
Yeah, I have not done a 7 yet.
Yep. So, Mr. Carefree, what do you got, brother?
Well, it's another, family show. It's called Black Mirror. No. This is where Black Mirror falls. No, obviously, I don't know who hasn't not seen it. It's basically a depressing version of The Twilight Zone. Every episode's different story. It's extremely dark. Oh, most of them are extremely dark. But they're just really good stories. Like John Hamm's the Christmas episode was phenomenal. Daniel Kaluuya's episode is probably my favorite. Daniel Kaluuya is probably my favorite episode. I mean, it's just really dark. I haven't seen the latest season, unfortunately. I'm just behind on that right now. But it's it has Miley Cyrus. I'm kind of wondering if I want to just skip that episode or not. But we'll see.
That's the best one.
She's got a great name in that episode.
All right, I definitely gotta check it out. But I've seen the rest of the episodes. It's just so dark. If it wasn't I'm glad I pushed through it because I saw the first episode. I almost stopped because that first episode of the first season is so freaking disturbing that it almost stopped me on the show. But it's just so good.
The guy is still like a pig.
If somebody puts out a show you already seen, you could talk about it. Give some positive reviews. That is totally fine. If anybody wants to comment on Black Mirror, because I know everybody's seen Black Mirror or heard about it. So if anybody wants to, jump in and talk about it, that's fine. You guys could do it.
I was late to the bandwagon on it. I didn't really know. I just heard it was good. I didn't know what it was when I first started watching it. So you watched, like Rich said, the first episode is definitely messed up, but it had me intrigued. But then, every episode's different casts and stuff. So it took me a minute to get the feel of it. But yeah, it's definitely a worth watching show. I wouldn't even say it's binge watchy though. I mean, not that this has to be binge watchy. But you can just watch one episode here, one episode here.
And I was very depressed afterwards.
Yeah, don't do that. That's a bad idea.
I think that's a good pick. That's a definitely good show for people to watch.
I know.
Yeah, it's just I didn't put it on my list. I wrote it down and I was struggling. I was trying to fit it into my top 15 and I just couldn't because, the first 2 seasons were on BBC. And then they got, and then one of the channels over there in BBC, they got bought out, from Netflix. So the 3rd season was the first, was the first time Netflix actually, had a hand in it. It is one of the best TV shows. It's just, since it's been out, I watch the seasons when they come out, but it's really nothing that I really go back to. I haven't gone back to since to watch an episode or something, so that's why it wasn't on my list. But it's great.
Caleb just says he stopped after the Pick-Sec episode. That was the first episode of the first season. That's the episode you have to skip before you go back.
No, you gotta watch that. You gotta watch that shit.
No, I would suggest you watched it last. I suggest you watch it last after the first season. You watch that one, the last episode of the first season.
All right, I'm gonna go to my number 7. If I believe, unless everybody else said theirs. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
My number 7 is actually an animated show. First animated show on my list, and I believe it might be the first animated. No, I did the Troll Hunters and 3 Below. Yeah. So we already had an animated show pop up on the list. This one is kind of iffy because it's 3. It says seasons, but it's more like episodes. But I grew up, watching this and fall in love with this character. So my number 7 is Godzilla. Godzilla, the animated show on Netflix. It's 3 episodes, so it's broken down in season 1, episode 1. They're about an hour and a half long. It's animated, and it's just amazing storytelling. The visual effects are amazing. Godzilla is huge, and it's just so cool. Like, this one just hits my heart. From growing up watching Godzilla, that's my favorite monster of all time. And when Netflix was doing this animated show, I had to watch it, and it's so good. The cast of characters, it's good. They have that. I don't want to spoil too much stuff, but they kind of have to leave Earth because Godzilla is such a badass. But then from a human like looking at Godzilla and seeing his power. They have to be like, Caleb saying, aren't they movies? But no, the first one says the first one said season 1, episode 1. So it's kind of, that's why I'm throwing it on my list. It might be cheating, but it says, there's 3 episodes that might be seasons or whatever. But Godzilla, man,
legit as Daniel Sloth's live shows.
Yeah, it's kind of like in the vein how you were saying. This guy only had 2 up, but Godzilla, man, if you have some time to kill, if you like animation and you like Godzilla and you like Japanese culture, this is something that's like bang on, man. Like that Godzilla stuff is something that people should definitely go and watch. It is so cool, especially with the movies that came out recently, the American movies. This is just something that really ties them in. And some like, man, that's why we love that character. That's why I got Godzilla as my list at number 7. All right.
Yeah, I've added that to my to watch list because of you. So
I'm not huge into kaiju movies. I'm not a big fan of that. I might check it out. I'm just not a fan of the Godzilla King Kong movies, as many people are. So many people love it. It's just not my cup of tea.
I've never seen any of those.
Oh wow!
Probably won't start now.
Yeah, that's why we're doing the list. So maybe some people out there can say, "Hey, man, I didn't hear that, or I didn't know about that." I'll watch that. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's go to Mr. Carefree, sexy long hair himself.
My number 6 is Marvel's The Defenders. For my number 6.
Pause.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to say pause because I have that as my number 6. My number 6 also. So unless you got a way higher double play, you got it higher?
Because how I said I was going to do it. Ooh. We can go here. I mean, we can discuss it, but I cheated.
Yeah.
I put
David.
My list.
David, do you have those on your list?
Do I have a number 6?
No. Do you have the Defender?
No. Do you have the
6?
Okay. Here's
what I don't have.
No, David.
I didn't think it was very good.
Okay.
Well, you're wrong.
All right, so
I cheated.
Me and There's a dinosaur on New York or something.
We're gonna pause. We'll pause. All right, we're gonna kick it up when the time has come. Okay, that's clear. I'm gonna write it down so we know we kicked it up.
Yeah.
So Marvel, we're kicking up. So me and Carefree ain't gonna do number 6 yet. So we're gonna go to David. What do you got, brother, as number 6?
I know we already paused on this, but maybe that was just me. But I have the Umbrella Academy.
Pause. It's higher on my list.
We... Okay, well then we'll wait.
Keeping a pause. All right, we'll get to it. I got it starred, so we'll get to it.
Okay. Okay.
I guess that leaves me. Number 6. I think it's canceled, but I hope it gets some more airtime. I have Disjointed. Anybody heard of this show?
I think I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's Kathy Bates, and she runs a dispensary in LA, and her son just graduates college, so she hires him and all the bud tenders. I mean, it's a stoner show. It's a comedy. They got I think Chris Redd from SNL is in there. The cast isn't super famous other than Kathy Bates, but it's a very good ensemble, and it's rewatchable. I mean, I know just talk a little, can rewatch that while I'm working, just hear it, and it's a good laugh. It's a good time. So I got that in as my number 6. If you're a stoner, I guarantee you'll like the show. It's got two seasons for sure.
All right, let's go to all right, we're gonna go to number 5. We got a bunch of shows paused already. I'm gonna tell the viewers out there. We have Umbrella Academy paused, we have The Ranch paused, and we have the Marvel Netflix universe paused. We're gonna go to number 5 right now. Let's go to Mr. Carefree's number 5. What do you got, brother?
Okay, well, real quick before I go to 5, I have 2 of the Marvel shows on my list. They're not together; they're separate. So I was letting you know. Yeah, okay. But my number 5 is The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that show.
I forgot about that. All right, go ahead, Carefree.
Yeah, go ahead, Richard.
It's right now. It's one season. Okay. They are getting a second season, but it's going to be 2 of the people who did the first season are going to be new characters. But the second season is new characters. But it's a great horror TV show. I don't really know. I'm not familiar with any of the actors and actresses on the show because they're not as familiar. But it was just great storytelling. The actors who were playing each other like brother and sisters, they had great chemistry together. It was just mind appealing. There are times where you don't guess what's going to happen in every episode, and I just thought it had a great conclusion. And they are making a second season, but it's a whole new story, a whole new group of family. So I'm looking forward to it. It's just a really good show.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about the horror shows. And you're so right. Like that and Lock and Key, I totally forgot about. Since they only had one season, those shows are great. I watch Haunting of Hill House twice. I binge watched that show twice. From episode 1 to the end of episode.
Spooky.
And fuck, Richard. That's why we're doing these top 10 lists so people can refresh their memories. Or people can watch them for the
Haunting
first
of Hill House is not a crappy sitcom. How dare you?
Caleb just likes to get us.
Wait,
no, that's what he's saying. No, he's talking about before. I think he might have been talking about some other show you were talking about. But all right, number 5. Let's go to David. What do you got for number 5, brother?
I have. I was gonna try to find the stream so I can watch myself. That's very egotistical of me. My number 5, in actuality, is Love Sick. Has anyone seen that? It's British.
Yeah. I feel like I have. Once you start talking, I know it's gonna be.
It's British. It's a rom-com basically, but it's basically this guy. He gets a
STD, right?
STD test. I think it's chlamydia.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
He got chlamydia.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, he gets chlamydia, and each episode is him going back to one of the girls he's slept with and telling them he has chlamydia, and then it goes through the story of how they met and what happened with their whole relationship or hookup or whatever, depending on the episode. And then at the same time, you have the long running, love story of him and his best friend, and that's all there. And it's just a fun, light sitcom. It doesn't hit too heavily. His chlamydia is cured pretty easily. So is everyone else's, but it's a good time.
Yes, I have to jump in and talk about that show too. I forgot that show on my list. I didn't know that was a Netflix original. But for comedy, it's an
It
overseas
is
comedy.
only for the last 2 seasons or something, or the
Yeah.
third and soon to be fourth season.
Yeah, it's a British comedy, so it's, so they speak a little different than us. It is funny. It is dark. It's a good show. I gotta say, that's a good show. I just forgot to put it on my list. I haven't binge watched it enough, but that show was funny as hell. The main character looks like a dweeb, but the African, do they even call them African Americans over there? Like I don't even want to go into
Not
that politically
American,
correct.
so that would be the first issue with that.
Should I say black? She's black and beautiful. Girl that they look like they should be. The show is good. Love Sick is highly recommended. Hell yeah. All right. Double play. What you got as number 5, brother?
Number 5. I'm actually, as I was going through this, like I've said, I'm not huge on animation, but as I'm going through and just how much it made me laugh and how rewatchable it is, I've got an animated show, F is for Family. Anybody seen, heard this?
I only got through
Really?
2 episodes.
Oh man! So this is a Bill Burr show, and it's basically, it's kind of how he grew up. But he plays the dad of a family, and got 3 kids, and it's just them growing up in the '70s and what it was like, and it's just kind of a real open through the door to kind of see how our parents grew up is what it reminds me of. But the cast, it's Bill Burr, Justin Long, Laura Dern plays the wife, Vince Vaughn's in it, Sam Rockwell. The whole cast is just lit. Jonathan Banks from Breaking Bad plays the grandpa in it. So, it's just a real good cast. It's real funny. I think they're on 3 or 4 seasons now, but it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. It's real funny and real rewatchable. So, yeah, I've got that in at my number 5.
Yeah, fair enough. I just
haven't
to get
seen
back to it.
I'm surprised you didn't watch that. I'm surprised Richard didn't watch that, but all right.
All right. That's one of those shows. Like I said, anybody else, if you want to jump in and talk about the show, if you've seen it, you guys are more than welcome, man. We don't have to wait because we already cracked the top 5. Since nobody's seen that, I'm gonna go to my number. Well, it's not really my number 5 because we had a pause on the MCU shows, but this is another animated show that I have on my list, man. And this animated show hits my childhood, and that's Castlevania. Wow, nobody else has this. Whoa, okay. Yo, Castlevania.
Another person was telling me about it to watch it today.
Yo, Castlevania. I used to play the games on the Nintendo 64, and so when they had an animated show coming out, this show is amazing. The artwork is great. The characters look good. The story is just off the chain, and I don't know what I can get into it, but they did have definitely 2 seasons already come out. That's why this is definitely on my top 10 list. Like this is just I can't ask for nothing else when it comes to animation. There's so many shows out there, but this is a Netflix original, and to be I think it's just the highest tier animation show out there, man. This is not no jokes and haha. This is some cool visuals, lighting, sexy, stylistic look, and man, Castlevania. People need to watch this show. That's why it's on Netflix. That's why it's on my top 5 right now. Is Castlevania, the animated series on Netflix. All right, let's go to whoever else. Jakor is one of the best characters on TV. Thank you, Caleb. All right, let's. I'm not keeping order. Who wants to jump in number 4? Is it double play? You want to go to number 4?
Number 4, which I feel like someone else has got to have this in their top 10 somewhere. Number 4, I got Stranger Things, which I feel like I don't.
I have. Technically, it's a pause for me.
It's technically what?
It's a pause.
Okay.
It's my number 2. Spoiler: it's my number 2.
Well, we'll pause.
We
Yeah.
We're pausing on that. What the?
Man, I've got it the lowest. I've got it at 4. I've got it the lowest. All right.
Well,
yeah, you're about to get slapped in the camera, man. You're disrespecting Stranger Things, but you know what? We're here to be
It's
friends,
top 4.
not foes
It's
tonight.
top
So,
4.
you already. All right, let's go, Mr. Carefree. What you got, brother?
My number 4 is Altered Carbon. It is a sci-fi show. It is on Netflix. It's one of the most expensive shows Netflix has done. It takes place in the future, where people can basically download their memories into like a disc and implant them into other people's bodies, so they can essentially live on forever. I mean, it's a great, fantastic concept. It takes a few episodes to get into it, but once you do, you get really into it, and it's about a guy named I forgot to say his name. He has such a weird name. Like, he has a Japanese name, but he's played by a white guy in the first one because the whole disc planting memories on another person. He's trying to solve a murder that happened while he got kind of brought back to life, and they're dealing with. There are people who believe that people should only die once and not come back. That's like the whole set. So, and then like also showing younger people, like the young poor people, having to spend like can't afford to basically be immortal while the witch can survive. It's a really good show. Second season actually stars Anthony Mackie, which if you haven't seen it, it's really great. I'm not great at explaining things, but it's such a good show.
I'm gonna jump in there too. That show is, that's one of it. Didn't make my list because, like you said, the first season was great. It has 2 seasons and an animated show on Netflix.
An animated short movie, yeah.
So they have an animated short movie on Netflix right now. But I tried to watch season 2, and somehow it just lost me. Or I just haven't went back. That's why I didn't make my list. But yeah, this show was intriguing to say the least. It just, they switched the main characters. They switched, so it just was kind of hard to get back into. I tried and just never went back there. But yeah, it's definitely something you should watch if you like sci-fi. So I give it big ups. All right, David, what you got, brother, for number 4?
This is kind of a weird pick, but my number 4 is Medical Police.
Oh,
it's like as stupid as a show can get, but it's David Wayne, and he like also did Children's Hospital and that fake rom-com with Amy Poehler and I think Bill Hader or something.
Rob Hubel.
Right, yeah. Right, well, this is Rob Hubel and Aaron Hayes, who I guess this is my second Aaron Hayes show, but on the list. But it's a continuation of Children's Hospital, which I don't know if people have seen, but that was like 10-minute episodes on Adult Swim for years. And it's a lot of like pun humor and like really dumb jokes, and it's kind of parodying multiple genres at the same time. But if you just don't care about like continuity and like seriousness, it's a lot of fun to watch. I think Angie Tribeca is also David Wayne. But yeah, David Wayne's the guy who created and directed it. I don't know. It's a good show.
It's a good watch. It is a funny show. I will agree with that. I mean, it's not on my list, but if you just need something to pass the time or you just need to get a little laugh in, it's definitely it's worth it.
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. I'm gonna go to my number 4, and breaking down my list, I noticed I'm not gonna apologize because I love sci-fi. So a lot of my shows are sci-fi related. That's just the way I'm built. My number 4 is tragically a show that's probably canceled. I think it is canceled, but it's 08. It has 2 seasons on Netflix. It's a show created by a young woman named Britt Marling, and it's 2 seasons, and it's 2 fucking visually stimulating, crazy ass episodes. This is another show that I believe take place, produced, directed, filmed in another location. It's not in America, and it's a show about a woman that couldn't talk, that comes back, in her family's life after a certain amount of years, and she's telling the story of what happened to her. And this show just goes way. This show just goes crazy from where you think it is, where you think it will go, man. Like, she was kidnapped, and she like she just goes to another realm. Basically, the end of the first season. Spoiler warning: a lot of people hate it. I loved it. The second season, they introduced a couple new characters, so I was kind of like, oh, wait a minute. The first episode, I was kind of like, wait a minute. But man, I love the OA, and this is a show I just cannot praise enough, man. It just sucks that Netflix was canceled it after 2 seasons because man, this show really got your mind thinking, especially if you're one that wants to expand, your philosophy, your religion, your origin. This show had a lot of that in there. And that's why number 4 on my list is the 08.
That's right. I'd touch on it, but you said everything. I'd say I agree. It's a great show. I wish there was more. That's why I didn't make my list, is because I'm just pissed at Netflix for not continuing it.
I don't know. Netflix is kind of being dumb lately. Like,
the
fact that only 2 shows of theirs have had more than 4 seasons is that's Orange is the New Black and Fuller House, which is kind of really sad if you think about it. Like, at least for Fuller House wise, it's cheesy as hell. I enjoy it, but it's just
they only made 2
up on it.
Real Rob, and that's a real shame.
Hell yeah.
All right, number 4. Let's go to Mr. Carefree. What do you have number 4? Because
I already did 4. My number 4 was Altered Carbon.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have number 4. So number 3. All right, where the hell is the ranch going to be on the
Okay, I'll do my number 3 first. Because this is one of the pause ones.
Yeah, okay. It's in my next 3. I'll give you that.
Okay, my number 3 is with the paused one, The Umbrella Academy.
I had
Umbrella at my 10, so I can unpause that. And I had to pause that.
Yeah, so did I.
So I have it the highest, on everyone, number 3.
No, Haven, where's it? I mean, is it Haven's probably got 1. So I don't know that. I'm just we still pause on Umbrella.
I didn't put it on my list because it only has 1 season. And
okay.
I'm let you guys talk about it, but I didn't put it on my list because honestly, as a big comic book fan, I watched the first season and then I kind of forgot about it until we're in quarantine, and then I seen the YouTube video of the dancing video, and I was watching that for 2 days. I kept just watching that one video of that dancing. I love this song. And then they announced that the second season was coming up, so I rewatched it.
I've been waiting for the second season. I did not forget about it. I really liked.
That's why I thought. Go ahead, Carefree.
Okay, well,
let's call you Carefree.
I just think, as a comic book fan, this was just a lot of fun. I didn't know it was a comic book. I found out I never read the comic books of the Umbrella Academy, so I didn't know too much about it, and I was kind of glad I didn't. I think Ellen Page was just fabulous. She was the only actress I knew from the whole group of people, but the chemistry with all the other actors is just phenomenal. I'm sure there's other people that I would recommend.
Robert, right?
Robert Sheehan.
Yeah, I mean,
it's what's his face's kid.
Tom Hooper.
Great chemistry, and the reveal at the end where you find out what Ellen Page's actual power is, and then you figure out that their father was really being a jerk to her because she didn't have the powers, but you find out. I'm not going to spoil it. What happens? But the action was great. The storytelling was great, and the ending was just I'm looking forward to season 2 so much.
There was a show that kept you guessing the whole time. Are you still watching? Yes, motherfucker, I'm still watching. Don't even ask me that question. That was definitely a 10-episode bangaroo binge. It's for people out there that are sleeping on the Umbrella Academy. Check it out. The second season's gonna drop. So that's 20
that show ruined my sleep schedule because I started at 8 p.m. one day, near when it came out, and I swear I watched all the episodes in that one night. So I didn't finish till 6 a.m. or something, and then I was really screwed up for a couple weeks. So that will be my reading endorsements.
Yeah. I already talked about what I said about the show. I think it's a great show. It's just, they haven't had a second season. We're going to get one, and that's why I didn't put it on my top 10 because I kind of forgot about it until then. In quarantine, you go back and see things or hear about things, man. That song, that dance step was amazing. So that's enough from me. But yeah, definitely Richard says his number 3 was Umbrella Academy Season 1, Netflix original show. All right, let's go to let's go to David. What the fuck you got, brother?
At 3, I have my second of 2 rom-com shows with very similar titles. But I have the show Love.
Oh yeah,
Seen
with
that?
Jillian Jacobs.
Gillian Jacobs and Paul
Okay.
something.
Yeah, Judd
But
Apatow.
it's a Judd Apatow show, and it's kind of just like a rom-com, except for the characters are kind of assholes, but not that bad. And I just have I really enjoyed watching it, and it's one of the and I almost never go back and rewatch shows. Like other people go back and rewatch shows all the time, but I never do. But it's probably one of the only shows I've seen more than once, and I just enjoy watching it. I don't remember it that well. It's been like a year since I've seen it, but same with everything else on this list.
It's a good
No,
show.
hey, that's why I saw your list, bro. You like it? You know, I never will double play. You watch
I
the
was
show?
just gonna say I wasn't a big fan of the actor. I can't think of his name right now, but I love Jillian Jacobs, and she made the show for me. And it's got at least 3 seasons in it, and it's actually a show that gets better as it goes along.
Yeah.
Opposed to shows usually fall off. So I mean, it gets better as it continuously go on.
It didn't get canceled. It just ended. Like it has a definitive ending at 3 seasons.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good show.
All right, all right, I believe we're on number 3.
For
people.
I just did my 3, but I don't think everyone has.
I messed something up on my list. So I believe we're on. I still got 4 on my list for some reason.
Well, I gotta
got 4
give.
shows.
Well, it's because we paused.
Yeah,
I've got 3 shows that are on pause. I've got 3 shows that are on pause, but one of them is my number 3 right here.
I only got 1 show that's paused.
We've got The Ranch, the Marvel series, and Stranger Things are all paused.
no one said The Ranch again.
Yeah, the only thing paused on my list is Stranger Things, and I must have messed that up with the Marvel show.
And
I must
you
have
also
called
had
twice when you guys jumped the gun. I know you guys had the MCU, and we had The Ranch was paused too. Yeah.
So that's Derek's number 3, right?
I'm not.
Yes.
All right. So I got to go my number 4 then, because like I said, I got 4 things still on my list. Okay. I'm gonna have to go number 4 right quick because I somehow I messed the hell up. Because I don't have any of the MCU shows on my list, because it's just too much content when some of them drag. But my number 4 is actually a comedy based on it's not even a documentary. It's kind of biopic, but it's not. It's based on a true title from the 80s, and that's the show called Glow.
Oh, and dude.
Richard might know this. It's a show about women's wrestling that is based.
I know Glow, but I have never seen it.
But they make it. Oh, you're so disrespectful.
I know it's just because I was waiting because everyone overhyped it, and the problem is if people overhype the show, I might not enjoy it. So I wait a few months, and then I never got back to it. But I am going to watch it. I promise.
All right, I'm gonna break it down. Since you guys were talking about Love featuring an office, or excuse me, not an office, the community actress. This one has another community actress. Yeah, this is This takes place straight in the 80s. These women, they're not really getting a lot of love when it comes to Hollywood. When it comes to filling out their careers, they have to play a certain role, and you get a cast of women that usually don't get jobs. And we got the loud talking shit a producer, which I don't even remember his real name, man. It was
Mark Maron.
Yes. He blows up on screen, and you can tell. It seems like it's just so amazing show. You're in there like the second season. To me, I was kind of like, no, I think it's 3 seasons. When they went to But yo, this show was just amazing. Like I love wrestling, and not even the wrestling aspect, but these women. You got a diverse cast of like 12 women, and 2 males, but it's the women leading the show, and this show is just amazing, man. And this is a big hit for Netflix. That's why it was my number 4. Yeah,
It's got 3 seasons. The 4th one's coming.
Yep, it's 3 seasons. The last season to me was kind of the weakest one, so I'm hoping season 4 really picks it up. But Glow, Glow, that's her name. That's what they say. They sing in the show. But man, if people love wrestling, if people love a strong women cast, people love stuff from the 80s. This is a show for you. Glow is amazing. I've watched this multiple times on binge, and that's why it's my number 4.
You want to do your 3 too? Because we've all done our 3s.
That's why.
Well, no, Derek hasn't done his 3.
I technically haven't done my 3 yet.
All right, that's probably yeah. Go ahead, guys. I think you do. What you got?
My 3. I was wrong with my 3. I cheated on this. You guys said Defenders earlier. I put the Marvel series. I did group them all together because, they all play together. But like Punisher season. Daredevil season 2 was really Punisher season 1. So
don't talk too much about Daredevil because that's my number 1. Not gonna lie, that's big spoiler. Daredevil's my number 1.
We can just save it.
Yeah,
we can keep it paused. I just had 3. I put the Marvel series, so that's Defenders, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. That's all of them. So, all right. Well, my 3's still paused then.
All right. So,
I think that
Haven, what's your 3?
All right, yeah, because everybody has the MCU shows on theirs. I didn't put them up there on mine. We'll get back to that because I don't have that on my list.
We just save that for the end.
Number 3. Number 3 is my favorite, my favorite show that I've ever seen come out of Germany, and this is the sci-fi masterpiece, a time traveling show called Dark.
Yeah, Dark. I've seen it.
Nobody else has it. It's shame on you guys. It's I never seen a show harder than Dark, like hands down. Like the only reason it's not my number 1 or 2 is because just preference, but Dark blew me away. Like and it took me till now to really get into it because when the first season came out, I tried to watch the first 2 episodes, and maybe I was kind of like, I think I was dismissive, because of the culture and the clothes and the time era, and I was like, and I had to go back and watch this shit. When you go back and watch this show, like I've never seen a time traveling show done like so amazing, where they bring up every subject you want. And it's like hands down, if nobody's watched this show yet, Dark is a show about.
I've seen it, but
okay, but you're being disrespectful to it. So I'm gonna tell people what it's about. Dark is a show about time traveling. People go 33 years, either in the future or past, and it just keeps going back and forth. I'm gonna let David go. I'll just get with him. But yeah, he's being disrespectful for Dark. He just said I've seen it.
I like Dark. I watched it in German, and my German's pretty good, but it's not perfect.
Ich spreche Deutsch.
That's actually no. You didn't make any grammatical mistakes there.
No, I took 4 years of German. That was my question. I was going to ask: is it in subtitles or is it in English or how is it?
I assume English. Watched it. Did you watch it dubbed or subtitled?
I have a 2 watch list. The number 2. It's going to be. I'm going to even check.
It's in English. It's in English where they. It's in English where they talk. Where it's not like you see the words on the bottom, but you could change it maybe to the actual language.
So you're watching it dubbed, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just watch it in German because I speak German, and I've only seen the first season, but it's quite good, and I like it, and I keep meaning to go back and finish it, and I haven't yet. So maybe this will make me do that. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Crazy because, yeah, that's why it's my number top 3 because it had 3 seasons. After the second season, the third season, you got to kind of adjust to because especially a sci-fi time traveling show, they kind of introduce some new stuff. So you got to be like, oh, but man, this show is like, especially being from a foreign country, like I've never seen a sci-fi a show, with this type of topic. Like hands down, this is the best. This is the best time traveling show I've ever seen. Period. And that's Dark from Germany.
Also, probably one of the best shows to come up out of Germany. As someone who's watched a lot of German shows in order to improve their German, because I'm a German citizen, and it's important to me that I.
The only things I've seen in German was Day Watch and Night Watch, and I like those movies.
But yeah, it's pretty good. The number 1 on my joke list was another German show called Wir sind die Welle, which was really bad. That's why I put it there. But no, Dark's great.
All right, that was all right. That was my number 3. I think I messed up some. So, who's ever wants to go next? Because I think everybody else is ahead of me.
All right, I'll go for my number 2.
Well, why don't we go my number 2 because it's a one that's on pause.
Okay.
At number 2, I've got The Ranch.
And then that was my number 9.
Yeah. So are we good to hash this one out?
Yeah.
All right. Ranch for me. I grew up on the '70s show with Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson. Danny Masterson's not in the show anymore. Again, with the whole Kevin Spacey thing, getting in some legal trouble, they had to write him out. But this show makes me laugh, pisses me off, makes me cry, and it's completely rewatchable. It's got a great cast. Like I said, it brings pretty much everybody from the '70s show in through it, throughout the whole. It's got like 6 or 7 parts now. So, but for me, it's just kind of takes me back to my younger years. But like I said, it's got good jokes and it's got real brother comedy, and that's what I'm about. So for me, I got The Ranch at number 2.
Yeah, I have it at number 9. Kind of what Derek said. Like, it's really funny. It's also kind of dark. They do with a lot of dark topics, especially how they dealt with Danny Masterson's write out, which I thought was kind of cool. And I really liked Ashton Kutcher and Sam Elliott's chemistry, character relationships together. However, I had it number 9 because there were a lot of times where Ashton Kutcher's accent kind of took away. Like, it was really bad at times. Like, some of the accents were pretty bad. And there were just times where like some of the jokes kind of fell flat too. But overall, it's a good show.
It's not perfect, but it's for me, it's near and dear. So shout out to Ashton Kutcher, Iowa boy. But yeah, I had The Ranch at 2, so it's my 2. We can move on to you guys now.
All right.
Well, my
also
pause.
Oh, go ahead, Haven.
Yep. Sorry. Go ahead, Carefree.
My number 2 is Stranger Things.
No, we have to pause.
Oh, still pause? Okay. Still paused.
Rose, my number 2. My number 2, I can guarantee no one else has.
Maybe. You better not have
Real Rob, right? Is this where Real Rob is?
No, I'm saving Real Rob. My number 2 is Formula One Drive to Survive. Does anyone else have that? No.
No, it's my number 1, man. I love racing.
I honestly never had any interest in car racing. I don't even like cars until I watched this show. And it made me really like Formula One. But it basically, the first season, they take you basically through the 2018 Formula One season. And they just kind of interview all the drivers and teams. And each episode's kind of on each episode is kind of an enclosed story, there are a lot of scandals and stuff. So they're an episode on each issue, that gets an episode. And when there's a really bad crash, that gets an episode. But it kind of It just takes you through a season from start to finish, and then season 2 did the same thing with the 2019 season. I think they renewed it for a third season, which will just be the 2020 season. But it's really good. The racing action's really cool. It makes it really exciting and stuff. And it made me start watching Formula One after having zero interest in racing whatsoever and just being someone who likes sports in general. So that's why it's at number 2.
Okay, so it's a docu-series,
It's
based
a
on true
docu-series,
events.
Yeah, it's a docu-series.
Okay.
And it's
All
all real people and stuff. It's not, it's all it's a documentary basically.
What's it called again?
Formula One Drive to Survive. I would say try it. If you like sports, you should try it.
So I never thought documentaries counted as TV shows because, like, at the same time, I might have put in the Ted Bundy documentary because that was a really good one.
It's 2 seasons of 10 episodes, so it's 20 episodes.
We said
I would say that's
originals.
Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix originals.
I got docuseries.
Yeah, it's similar to QB, but like that's why.
Obviously, I've watched some of the car shows on Netflix. I'm not a car person or racing person, but I can't think of the one I watched.
It's not about the car. It's about the competition.
Yeah, it's about the whole atmosphere. Okay, well, I'm gonna definitely check that out. Just like Last Chance.
The racers who hate each other and stuff like that.
All right. Right now we have one show I believe that everybody wants to talk about. It's not even on my list.
We got 2.
So. No, I know, but one, we bumped one up. That's on my list, and we got another one. But I have something. I don't think because I don't have what you guys have on your list. I don't have the MCU shows.
I don't have MCU shows either.
All right, I'm gonna go first with mine, and then I'm gonna let you guys do your number 2 because it looks like your number 2 for some guys.
I did mine too.
Yeah, I already did. My number 2 was the Formula.
We gotta talk about Marvel and Stranger Things are what we have paused.
Yeah, and I still got number 1.
MCU is not on my list, so I'm not number 2 then. My number 2 is the Netflix show that brought me to Netflix, and that is the sci-fi show by the Wachowski siblings called Sense8.
Oh,
looks like nobody else has this on their list.
No,
nobody else has this on their list.
I've seen
for me being, I'm telling you, man. For me, when I watched the first trailer, this was a show that hooked me to Netflix. Where I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta watch that." The first season was amazing. You have to watch this show, especially if you like sci-fi. If you like, if you just like origins, like human origin, what we could be in the future. This show is just everything, and it's got an ensemble cast with people from all over the country. It takes place all over the world. It just doesn't take place in America. They have scenes in England. They have scenes in Scotland. They have scenes in Japan, I believe. If this is Japan, it could be China. I mean, it's just global. This show is global. They touch on stuff, like the LGTB. They touch on family. They touch on unity. This show was so amazing. The only downside is that the second season didn't come out 2 years after the first season. So one cast member that was from Africa was changed, but everybody else was there. They did a 2-hour special for the New Year's Eve, I believe. Yep, Korean. Okay, that's my boy Caleb. That's what I'm talking about. Korean actress. This show is just so fucking
Asian.
amazing.
Okay, it counts.
Like I literally go back to this. like that's why this show, like when I go to sci-fi, this show and OA are always there when I have to binge watch something sci-fi just to get my mind stimulated. Like Sense8 is something everybody should watch, and it just sucks that it got canceled because of the budget and just the way that the vision was like so far reaching, because it wasn't isolated to just like one territory. But man, Sense8 was just like just watching the show was just it was like something I'd never watched before, hands down. And that's why it's my number 2. It would have been my number 1 if it would have kept going, but my number 1 is something we already discussed that has a couple more seasons, you know. But Sense8 is something I recommend for everybody out there to please watch and just just fall, because this is one of those shows. If you watch it, you start thinking like, man, maybe this shit could be like how it's supposed to be, man. People should be united, and it's just so crazy how it just works. And it's just the way it works on the show, it's just amazing. I can't talk enough about it. I know nobody else has this on their list. That's why everybody else is kind of looking like,
No, I'm
talking about.
just letting you talk because you're right. I completely forgot about it. It's a great ass show. It's a great show. It's amazing.
Sense8 is one show I would definitely recommend for everybody in the world. So that's enough out of me, guys. Boom. It's up to your guys. Number 2.
I gave my 2. There's 2 things on pause I'm waiting to talk about, and then I've got my number 1. I don't know where everybody else is at.
My two is paused, and since Derek kind of combined the Marvel series, my 1 is going to be also kind of paused too.
I think we should do the Marvel series at the end, so we could just skip. And then, Derek, what's your 2?
My 2 is the Rams.
I have a different number. Well, we're talking about
everyone else
Rams,
has got them.
right?
I mean, yeah, we already talked about.
My 2 is Stranger Things. Like I said, got paused.
Is anyone's
my number 1 is Stranger Things. So
now we're on the ones. Then I can do my 1. I know no one else has it, which is weird.
I know my number 1's different than everybody too.
Oh, maybe.
Oh shit.
So,
all right. So shit.
Well, I guess Derek.
Right, so
I feel like we should talk about the Marvel. You want me to go with my number 1?
That's yeah. I think we should, unless because not Derek. Excuse me, Mr. Carefree said his number 1 is MCU show, right?
Yes. And my number 1 and my number 6 were both MCU shows.
What's your number 2?
And
my number 2
and
is
Double
Stranger
Play
Things.
has MCU.
I
have Stranger Things as my.
Yeah.
I had MCU and Stranger Things
All
at
right,
3 and 4.
You know what? All right, so we'll go MCU. We'll go Stranger Things, and then we'll go to whatever David and you have as number 1. That's not part of those shows. That's not those shows. So yeah, if you guys want to talk about the MCU,
what would
you can start, Richard.
Well, first I'll talk about Defenders, which was my number 6. I really liked Defenders. It was 8 episodes. It was when all the other shows came together: Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. Sigourney Weaver I thought played a really good villain. Not the best villain, but a really good one. They didn't team together right away, which I think I really liked. I appreciate the story in Defenders. And once they got to the 3rd episode, right when they got to teaming up, that's when all shit got incredibly awesome. The fight scenes were fantastic.
Yeah.
Then just like their Iron Fist and Luke Cage's chemistry is fantastic. Jessica Jones and Daredevil's chemistry was fantastic. And overall, it was just a great story. And then the ending of Defenders made it for a great season 3, which I think season 3 of Daredevil, which is my number 1, which I'll talk about now for Daredevil, since my number 1. Why I love Daredevil so much is just because it was so gritty, so gritty, so dark. And it was so much like you can't even fathom what, like, besides like the superheroes, CW with the Arrowverse running show, and then Marvel. Agents and Shields were okay, but Daredevil brought in the true dark, gritty fight. Charlie Cox was an amazing Matt Murdock, amazing Daredevil, and Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin is one of the best I think we've seen in a long time. Of like just his portrayal was just so amazing. And that's all I gotta say about Daredevil and Defenders.
Double Play. You had them on your list?
Oh, he's on the phone.
He's busy. I'll do it.
Okay. David, you had them on your list?
I didn't have them on my list, but I do want to talk about them.
Go ahead, brother.
I found for the most part, I really liked Daredevil season 1 and Jessica Jones season 1. But I think apart from that, they all drag pretty hard. 13 episodes is almost always too long. It feels like if they were all 8, they'd be fine. And then the Defenders, I thought was a weird choice that's the one they only did did 8 episodes for, because that's the one where I felt like it wasn't. I thought the Defenders wasn't very good. It was all about dinosaur bones under the city or something. Who knows? Maybe it was a dragon. I can't remember. None of it was very memorable, which is another problem I have with all those shows. But the Defenders, just that's the one that should have been 13. I think all the others should have been 8. That one could have been 13. They really just need to tighten them up. And I think they just kind of ran out of stuff to do in those middle episodes. And because I would have to just get through them to get to the end of each season, I think that kind of ruined the shows for me in a way. And that's why I never saw season 2 of Luke Cage or Iron Fist. And I never saw season 3 of Jessica Jones or Daredevil. And then it all ended right.
Season 3 of Daredevil was fantastic.
Didn't see that one either.
Yep. All right.
And I
that's a fair comparison.
I couldn't binge them. So that's
All right, let's go.
Sorry, I had to take a call. I feel differently about the Marvel series. That's why I grouped them all together, is because they all bring something different. I mean, Iron Fist, I know everybody did not like that show. I did. I brought a lot more laughs. Daredevil was comedy. I mean, Daredevil was the seriousness, and then they brought Punisher into it, and John Barenthal was just a badass in that shit. But yeah, Defenders, just the way they all grouped together is just, I mean, it's kind of like Avengers, but on the small screen is what I kind of felt like. So I grouped it in as Marvel series because I couldn't pick one, so I just put them together in my 3. But I like Richard points. I disagreed with a lot of Real Robs, but yeah, we can move on. Marvel series, if you like superheroes and comic books, they're good to watch. They're a good watch, and there's plenty of content.
Yeah. I didn't. It wasn't a show that made it to my top 10. I was trying to put Punisher into my top 15. I just couldn't. They have, like a lot of people said, they had good episodes, they had bad episodes. There's a lot of stuff that could have been like, and since we're not going to really see them moving forward, to me personally, I just didn't really get a satisfying ending to any of them. That's why I don't think they had. They didn't make my list. I do go back. I went back and watched these shows countless times. They're binge worthy as shit. It just sucks that the real world Marvel just kind of want to forget about them and really not treat them with respect. But they're definitely a lot of shows. They got like 6 different shows. Punisher and the Defenders. Plus the 4 original shows, there's just so much stuff
Disney
you can
Plus.
watch.
No, it's not going to happen.
Netflix owns. Well, I'm not going to get into that stuff, but it just didn't make my list because it's one of those shows when I'm drunk, or chilling, how I do. We're grown man shit. If I'm chilling, I'll go back. But when I go back, I usually go back to Defenders because I like seeing all of them together. Except Punisher wasn't there, but it is what it is. Anyway, it's great, man. People should definitely watch those shows and and see what's about, man. We're gonna go to I guess we'll go to we're gonna save David for last because he has a different show. Yeah, he has a different number 1.
I do too.
Yep, you and David have a different number 1. So
it's not impossible. I didn't choose something super out there.
Well, we're going to wait and let you guys take your turn, but we're going to go right now to Mr. Carefree's number 2 and to the villain's number 1, and that is Stranger Things. So, Carefree, take it away, brother.
Stranger Things is just fantastic. It takes place set in the 80s, and it feels like it's 80s. All the kid actors are fantastic. What I love about the show the most is that they actually casted kids who look like they could have been nerds. They didn't go for like the good looking kids, be like, and try to say, look, these kids are nerds. No, these kids you can buy were being teased. You can see you would believe that these kids play D&D in their house. Like, it's just fantastic. David Harbour is fantastic as Hopper. Winona Ryder is just fantastic as Will's mom. I mean, it's just so freaking good. The first season was fantastic. Second season was really, really good too. Third season was good. Not as good. I think third season was the weakest out of the first 3, but still, it was very solid, and I'm looking forward to the new season.
Yeah, I have some. Well, I had this as my number one. If you guys want to chime in after, that's totally fine. This is my number one show for Netflix because they bring in everything that I think that people will want to watch in the show. Like if you like, 80s, style, 80s aesthetic, they bring it there, especially with the kids as the main characters. He said it, David Harbour. I didn't really know who David Harbour was until this show. Winona Ryder, she came back with a vengeance, man, and she's been killing it on this show. I'm surprised she hasn't won any awards. She might have won some awards because, man, she is killing it. The first 2 seasons, this has 3 seasons so far. We're going to get a 4th season, and it's just one of those shows, man. It has everything. You cry watching it. You're happy, you're shouting, you're shocked. This show is like the embodiment of a TV show. And for Netflix to have this one, I think when people think Netflix shows, I think this is what they think about. When you first think of a Netflix show, it's Stranger Things, man. This show has everything in it. Horror, just it is so amazing. I keep going back and watching this show.
I feel like
I
I
can't
feel like
get enough of
Stranger
it.
Things is a combination of The Goonies and Black Mirror. Just things always go bad for them, and it's so good.
Yeah. My only complaint about Stranger
comparison.
Things is they don't pump it out fast enough. That's the only bad thing I can say about it. Is I just want more.
Didn't they end it? No, am I
Nope,
wrong?
the 4th season.
Nope.
No, there's a 4th season.
Nope.
I just haven't watched it. 100 people have told me to watch it, and I got like 10 minutes in once, and I fell asleep.
We're
That's
not all
crazy.
lying.
I don't know if it's my
You're right.
thing,
You're right. You got to
know?
try it. As the show progresses and the characters grow up a little bit, and just how they mix and match the storylines is just perfection to me.
Like, before we go on to your guys' ones, it's like this show made 6 children stars.
I will be right back, guys. I just gotta be right back.
Movie, they could go to different things. These kids are household names right now, and no other show has done that for kids in the last 5 or 6 years. So I don't know.
Grassy.
You're right, Haven. I can name all the kids, and I'm trying to think like that. I don't know Kid Ag, but I can name all the Stranger Things. You're right. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. All right, what? All right, let's go to David. David, what do you have as number one on your list that we don't even have on ours?
I'm amazed no one else had this lower on their list. Like, it doesn't have to be number one, but I'm amazed no one else. But I put BoJack Horseman.
Oh my God.
I couldn't believe no one else put that because that's my favorite show of like all time. At least up there.
Here's your chance. Convince me because I have not seen it.
You have not seen it? Okay.
I'm not big on anime either.
It's a comedy, but it's pretty dark. It's got a lot of, it's pretty much about a guy. It's about like a burnt out actor who's a horse. Characters are randomly animals or humans. It doesn't matter, and you just kind of got to take that as the world. But it's funny, but at the same time, the first season's a little rough. The first season's good, but just compared to everything else, it's a little rougher because after that, they kind of hit their stride and they really know what to do. But there's no show like I'd rather rewatch. I've seen it like 3 or 4 times, which for me is a lot. It's probably the only show I've seen that much. And it's basically like, I don't think the premise of that sounds that great. You just kind of have to start watching. You have to embrace like how stupid it is. It has a lot of running gags that will just run like between seasons, and you got to remember them. And like, it's really funny. The humor is great. The writing's great. We were talking about Community people. Alison Brie is one of the voices. Will Arnett plays BoJack Horseman.
Oh, okay.
Paul F. Tompkins is in it. Amy Sedaris. What's the Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad? Aaron Paul. Yeah, those are the 5 main characters. And It's kind of just their adventures through LA, BoJack's struggle with like drug and alcohol addiction. Like it doesn't sound like a fun animated show, but it's a lot of fun, except for when it's like serious. I don't know. It's just a great mix of like comedy and drama, even though it really is a comedy, I guess. It's like an existential comedy. I think that's a good way to put it.
Okay.
Everyone should watch it.
All right.
And I can't believe no one had it on their list.
Well, that's how I feel about my number one.
All right, go with your number one, brother. Double play.
You know, you gotta know what it is, Haven. I've been telling you to watch this shit. All right, my number one on Netflix shows. It's a British drama. It's Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders, yeah.
Peaky Blinders, yes. If I had to give it a description, I would say it is Sons of Anarchy meets 1920 England. It's just a badass show about the Shelby family. It's a band of brothers, and it's basically them trying to, get their money illegal ways through trafficking and drugs and alcohol and all that. But it just keeps you on the edge of your seat, and it's just you think it's going to happen, and then boom, it just completely flips the truck on you. You got no idea what's coming. There's 5 seasons. Another one's coming. Cillian Murphy, Scarecrow from Batman movies, Helen McCrory, Tom Hardy's in it, Sam Neill from Jurassic Park. I mean, it's just got an all-star baller cast, and there's some, I would say maybe lulls in some episodes, but it just from season 1 to season, it's just like, damn, what the fuck? It just keeps you like, you got to see what's happening. So for me, my number one Netflix show is definitely Peaky Blinders.
Anybody else ever seen this show? They want to talk about it?
I have not seen
Shocked. You guys are missing out. I wrote some of your guys' shows down for me to watch. If you take anything from my list, watch Peaky Blinders.
Is it original Netflix show, or like it actually has it's okay?
It airs on BBC, but it's I looked it up. It is a Netflix original.
It's a co-production.
Okay. Because I know there was one show I watched, but I can't tell if it was Netflix or Amazon. Was The Frontier with Jason
Netflix? Jason
Momoa, Aquaman. Yeah, Jason Momoa. But it hasn't had hasn't had another season. And I was like, when I first watched it, I was like, oh shit! I hesitated for like 3 years, and I finally watched it. I was like, okay. But you know what? That's why these top 10s are so amazing. Everybody has appreciation for what they like. What their life shaped them up to like, and that's why we have top 10 lists, man. And all 4 of us have a unique top 10. So if you guys are out there, you guys have Netflix now, you should definitely jump into some of these shows. We're gonna go around the world and find out the number 1 to number 10 for each person before we head out here, so everybody knows the list. So let's start with David. Let's go from your number 1 to
my joke list too.
No, we don't want to hear your joke list. We just want to hear your top 10 list, brother.
After we cut, I want to tell everyone my joke list. We can do it after we cut, but I still want to do it. I'm going top to bottom or bottom to top?
10 to 1.
10 to 1?
It's, yeah, okay. 10 to 1.
All right, so at 10, I had Big Mouth. 9 was Huge in France. 8 was the 2 Daniel Sloss live shows. 7 was The End of the Effing World. 6 was Umbrella Academy. 5 was Love Sick. 4 was Medical Police. 3 was Love. 2 was Formula One Drive to Survive. And 1 was, of course, Real Rob. BoJack Horseman. But Rob Schneider's Real Rob was almost in there.
All right. Let's go to double play. What you got, brother?
All right. This didn't make the list, but I just have to throw this in there. Trailer Park Boys. Anyone wants a good, funny joke around stoner show? Trailer Park Boys is hilarious. That's the most rewatchable, but it's not an original, so I didn't put it. But I got 10, Umbrella Academy. And I got Last Chance U and Quarterback One Beyond the Lights. That's both football docuseries. 8, House of Cards. 6, Atypical, or 7, Atypical. 6, Disjointed. 5, F is for Family. Then I got Stranger Things at 4, the Marvel series at 3, The Ranch at 2, and number 1 is Peaky fucking Blinders.
All right. Let's go to Mr. Carefree. What do you got, brother?
All right. My number 10 was The Big Show Show. Fantastic show. I don't care what anyone says. Number 9, The Ranch. Number 8 was Mr. Iglesias. Number 7 was Black Mirrors. Number 6 was Defenders. Number 5 was The Haunting of Hill House. Number 4 was Altered Carbon. Number 3, Umbrella Academy. Number 2, Stranger Things. And number 1, Marvel's Daredevil.
That's what's up. All right. Excuse me. I'm going to go with my top 10 right now. Number 10, I had 2 shows combined as one, and that was Troll Hunters, Tales from Arcadia, I should say. Troll Hunters and 3 Below. Great family show, animated show that you can check out. My number 9 was an Australian show called Glitch. Has 3 seasons on Netflix. My number 8 has 3 seasons, and it's one of the funniest comedies I've seen, and that's called Norsemen. So we got that as number 8, and it's another foreign show, but they speak English. There's no subtitles. Funny as fuck. Definitely check that out. And then we have Godzilla coming in at number 6. That's an animated 3 episodes, 3 series that people should check out if they love Godzilla. That is the banger right there. Where am I at now? Okay. Then we have Castlevania is another animated show based on a popular video game. Man, this one is great. If you love animation, check it out. Then we have The OA, a sci-fi show, 2 seasons. It's another show that is just crazy when it comes to sci-fi. Something just you have to watch to believe. And then number 4 is Glow, the women's wrestling comedy tragedy. Make you laugh, make you cry. It's Glow. Definitely check that out. They're coming out with another season soon. That is amazing. Okay, number 3, I had the German show called Dark, the best time traveling show I ever seen, hands down. That's my big ups. Number 2 is from the Wachowski brothers, or excuse me, Wachowski siblings, the people that did The Matrix, is Sense8. Big time production, Netflix original show. It just didn't get the love, but that is hands down something that people should watch. And then number 1, of course, is Stranger Things. I think when you want to bring families in to watch something like Stranger Things for a streaming service like Netflix, Stranger Things knocked it out the park. That show was just what people wanted to see. So that's my top 10.
Family show.
That's true. Yeah, it's just crazy because it has kids, so you think kids can watch it, but then it has crazy stuff, So it tricks you. It tricks you that way. Man, we all 4 of us right here tonight. We had different things. We had the same things. It's just showing the versatility of Netflix. Has so much stuff up there. Like there's so many other shows that I didn't bring up because it wouldn't be right since it wasn't even
Really
15. And everybody else has so much too, man. It's just Netflix is doing it, man. There's so many shows, but I'm not going to keep talking about shows that we didn't have on our top 10, but man, tonight was something that these top 10s are something people should look at, go watch an episode 2, see if they like it or not. And, that's why we're here, man. I don't know what else to say. I'll let you guys talk, man, because we don't really have a genuine format of this, but it's just, the top 10 Netflix. Anybody else want to say something?
I just want to say making a top 10 list was very hard. It started at 42 and had to narrow it down. So, but no, I had fun. I've definitely got some notes written down of what I'm gonna get done here. I'm gonna make sure I move these to the front of my list and decide what I'm gonna start and watch. But I took suggestions from all 3 of you, so I appreciate it. Giving me something to watch on my yes. So yeah, no, this was definitely fun. I'd like to do this again. So. Yeah, good job, everybody. Good picks. This was fun.
Yeah, because I watched the Big Show before. I watched Fuller House, and I was like, nah, that's not making my list. But it made some people's list, and that's what's cool as shit, man. I think we all have fun, man. I think next week, if you guys, I don't know who wants to come back or not, or we're gonna have different people, but I think maybe next week, man, we could do a top 10 of top 10 original Netflix movies.
There aren't that many good ones.
for what they produce. I think if you guys want to be here, somebody else.
I'm down to do movies.
I'd be down to do it. I think finding 10 would be doable.
I think this will be a little bit. I think the movies will be harder than the TV shows, but I think I can do it.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
I don't know how.
That's what I'm saying.
Argument wise, but.
Yeah. There's been. I think that's gonna be an official thing. Maybe we'll do well, we should start. I might do a post on our Facebook page to see what else people want to talk about.
But,
top 10
guys,
stuff.
real quick,
but I think
do got to get going, unfortunately, so I got to leave right now. But thank you for having me on.
Thank you, Carefree. We'll see you.
Okay,
Richard.
that was Mr. Carefree. Mr. Richard Shorts, and he is our newly crowned. Well, not even crowned. He deserves it because he won it. He is a tag team champion here, Jack of all trivia, and from Free Parking. So that was Mr. Carefree. We'll see him next week if he wants to jump in and do the top 10 list. But let's go around the horn. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Now he's done. Okay. All right. Let's go around the horn then, since I know it's late for everybody. People want to get.
I got 9 more hours of work.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, okay.
It's early.
Let's just go around the horn and tell people where we can find each other. If you guys, let's start with David.
I'm starting. You can find me at David Ulfelder. Here, I'll change it so it's spelled. Edit name. Nailed it. But I am how I spelled it on the screen. I'm David Ulfelder on YouTube. I'm at UHLFERS on Instagram. I do stand-up comedy. Not really right now, but actually kind of again, though I might move to Berlin. We'll see. That'll be an adventure. If you live in Berlin, hit me up. Anyway, that's
what's up. Hey. Man, that's what I love youth, man. They got the world in their hands, man. Now that's big ups, man. If he goes there, that's big time. All right. Another co-champion. He's the tag team champion right now at Jack of all trivia. The newest tag team champion right there with the team of Free Parking. That's double. Oh shit, he changed his name that quick. Look at that. All right.
Hey.
Where can the good people find you, brother?
That's my social media handle for everything. Otherwise, you can find me at my name, Derek Parker, or on the Jack of all trivia. I did just win the belts, like Haven said, so I will not be playing for a while, but I will be writing and hosting the team tournament coming up, so you can catch me there and find me on matches hosting. So,
can you give me an easy matchup?
And team?
Win, and then you can.
Wait, you have a team? You have a teammate? You doing teams, David?
Yeah.
Yeah, I put. We're 1-1. Me and
Oh, okay.
They beat Travis.
Yeah. We beat Travis, and then we lost. We started Derek's run because Derek beat us. So really, I think I deserve the belts too because I helped Derek get his first win by losing to him. See how this works?
Well,
I think
you got your first win in singles on me, so we're even. You just have to get singles.
You did give me my first singles win.
Yeah, you're definitely a big player here at Jack of all trivia. Big time. We love the new guys we have in this league, man. These guys keep showing up, keep stepping up. These guys are fucking like machines. David, fucking Derek, man. These guys know their trivia. We're glad to have them here. One's already a champion. David seems like he's gonna sniff that heavyweight championship, but anyway, I've been your host.
It's hilarious.
Here at the Norsemen. Yeah, we're gonna get you a match next month, brother. You're definitely gonna get a singles match and get close to the title match. You gotta get that shit going. Yeah. I've been your host. I've been your host this evening, the villain. This was the Naughty List Top 10 Netflix original shows. We had 4 different people talking about their shows. So that's over 35 different shows that everybody put up. There was only a couple shows we all had in common. There's so much good stuff on Netflix. Next week, you know, we're going to get back here and talk. It's going to be the Netflix top 10 movies. Top 10 movies that Netflix produced and put out only on Netflix. And that's going to be a treat because I've been dying to do that myself. And I have some good people behind us. So they already said where the fuck you can see them at. I hope you go see them here in Jack of All Trivia. These are my boys. I have been here blessed to just hang out with these fucking cool dudes. So we're going to cut it out there unless somebody else wants to plug something. You know, this is Jack of All Trivia. If somebody else wants to say something, go ahead, man. You got a strip club? You got some, a spot where
give me money.
Just give me money. Cash App.
My Bitmo is.
I forget David